Alright, it's Shay Shore again. This is our third placement match. Me as Protoss again, him as Zerg, on a map that I really like. There's a central choke here that you can wall off, although there are rocks at the back of both bases, and I don't like that because, I mean, surprise attacks are very common, and if you know that they're knocking down the rocks, you have to build a second wall really quickly, or in Zerg's case, cross your fingers and hope to not die. We're playing against a Terran and another Zerg, and being a team game, I'm just expecting cheese again. I don't scout until 9 after I set down my pylon over here, so I can wall in case of a 6 pool, which is very, very, very common, which is just, they put down a spawning pool. He's getting a gas. I think he's doing the extractor trick, yeah. 11 out of 10 supply, hacks. There's my pylon. They're scouting us. They scouted us very early. I don't think he even has a supply depot. Yeah, he scouted insanely early. He's probably really worried that we're cheesing him as well. I'm complaining about my FPS because I keep getting lag during this game. For some reason, my game just wanted to lock up. So I scout over here, and I see pretty standard pool timing, although I think I said it was a 10 pool. Like I got scared about it or something. No, he's still at 11 supply? Yeah, it was a 10 pool. I'm not sure where his supply went, but... And then I don't see anything from the Terran, so I'm kind of confused, although I haven't scouted this wall in a while. So when I go to vision, my vision, let me click on my probe, please. I don't see his barracks yet, although I think I scout over here. Yeah. So I see his barracks. I go back and scout the Zerg's base to make sure this pool isn't going along any further. We're scouting for gas, and if he doesn't, then we know that it's just a pure Ling rush without any sort of tech or speed or anything. So with no gas, we know roaches are not a threat, which is good. He's not even rushing for Lings, he went for drones. I think he's doing an economical opening that can be confused for cheese. That's what it looks like. He's building a spine crawler because he's afraid we're cheesing. I would be too, actually, seeing a finished pool. I think I decided to 4-gate again. I'm kinda unoriginal. But with team games, I was tired. I wanted to get through these placement matches. And I see 2 racks over here, no gas, so I'm like, okay, he's marine rushing, so if I 4-gate 2 gas variant and get some sentries up, I think I'll pop down the second gas in a second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Okay, I don't know. If I do, I do. It's because Marines are very weak to sentries, because sentries Guardian Shield adds 2 armor, and that removes a third of Marines' DPS, which is huge. So against a Marine rush, even having 1 sentry is like insane. There's my second gas. So I do the 2 gas variation of the 4-gate, which means I get more stalkers and more sentries as opposed to zealots. Which, if he were roach rushing, I don't know what this guy's... Okay, he's mass Ling +1, which is actually viable, and very scary if you don't beat it in time. So he's got 2 hatches in base, lots of Zerglings, and a +1 attack coming very, very rapidly. Either that or he's afraid that we're Dark Templar rushing. Terran has 4 racks now. He is mass Marines getting a tech lab, so insanely all in here. He's got a gas, probably going for stem or combat shields, both of which are pretty expensive. So I don't know how he can afford all of this. My 4 gates are up. Warp gate tech's almost done. I'm sending out my probe, zealot, and stalker to put a pylon about here, where it'll be out of vision if they scout, but close enough to their base that I can warp in. Really, zealot sentry is what I decided to do. The amount of gas you get is very complementary, so that you kind of just have low in both when you make just zealots and sentries. Zealots cost no gas, sentries cost 100, so you get quite a lot. Zealots are good versus Zerglings because they're melee and do quite a lot of damage. I didn't notice this at the time, but he's over here knocking down the back rocks. Zerg started to build his Zergling, so in a few minutes he's going to be very scary. He didn't get +1. I am so confused. Terran pulled off of gas after getting stem. Stem is really good on Marines. Like, I think their attack speed is 0.86, which means 0.86 an attack every 0.86 seconds. Stem brings it down to 0.5, which means they have 2 full attacks a second. And at their DPS, which isn't much, but since you can build so many of them, that is huge. So if he gets stem up, we could be in a slight bit of trouble. Zerg's starting to get quite a few Lings, and there's +1 coming, so in about 2 minutes and 2 minutes. Their force is going to be quite difficult to deal with. I've got a lot of sentries though, which means I have force fields, and I will in a few seconds have Guardian Shield, which will again nerf the Zerg DPS hugely. Darkmatter, Starmine went for very fast speed. I probably popped that shield a bit too soon because it doesn't last very long. So we start breaking down this wall, and normally you shouldn't stand a marine fire like this, but since I've got Guardian Shield up, I feel alright about this. We break down the supply depot, and he runs in and surrounds the marines from the back. Although they've got their Zerglings in, so I'm kind of scared about that. My army's kind of melting here. But we catch him in a choke right here, so when I start force fielding in a second, which I don't know, well, I wasn't doing it before because his Zerglings were melee and I would just force field them out of doing anything. So I force field once there, which is way too late. My force fields are terrible, but I have reinforcements coming in, so yeah, I don't lose that sentry. So we kind of just barely squeaked through that fight, and if we'd engaged a few seconds later and Stem and +1 had been up, we probably wouldn't have won that. Terran's coming in with his SCV, sort of a last-ditch attempt. Zerg gets a bunch of speedlings out of nowhere, but engages in a choke. So my zealots are insanely cost-efficient versus that. I don't think I lose a unit there. I'm about to lose one, I think. Come on, pull through. Oh, he died. So close, too. I think he died to an SCV. That's humiliating. So Terran's like, no, I don't want to lose. So he's massing Marines and lifting off and running away. Zerg's economy is getting screwed by my friend's Lings. Kinda, not really. Okay, reinforcements. So there goes my friend's single Zergling. It's dead. My army's over here kicking butt. Zerg's coming back in with the speedlings right to my zealots, which are up against a choke. So again, they're just kinda gonna die. My friend has brought in reinforcements. I'm still warping in. Kinda. My money's relatively low. It's pretty good. I brought in another pylon because I was supply block, so now I can warp in right in their base for much faster reinforcements. Like, I know we've won by now, but they don't want to give up, so they're lifting off. So over here, I pop down a Stargate, because I'm like, okay, one Void Ray, I can kill other buildings if they don't surrender in time. Blue is still over here massing Lings. He does have +1 now, which adds a fair bit of damage, but with force fields and my friend's Lings, are they +1? They're not +1. But, I mean, we've got enough units to take that. If they, again, if we had attacked maybe 30 seconds later, we would have been in trouble. But we didn't, so we weren't. Terran's buildings are coming over here. I've warped in quite a sizable army, and we just go over here and attack blue. Zealots in first. Oh, I wanted to go alone, because I thought I could take all his stuff. So I force field around the zealots to put them up against the wall. I think they still die. No, they don't. They're heroes. Blue leaves, and red decides it's not worth waiting it out, so he leaves too. And that is our third placement match. We're 3-0 at this point, so we've got 2 left, and then we get our league, which I don't have that recorded, but I will tell you what our league result was at the end. So I'll see you a few minutes whenever the 4th video gets uploaded in our 4th placement match.